Okay. Chance to regenerate 20% of kinetic... Oh, holy... 10% chance to regenerate 20% of the kinetic damage dealt as hull points. With every hit. Damage is increased by 10%. Okay, no, this is 1,000 times better. Oh, Madcap Pod. That'd do it. Reminded of the Coke story, they created a better tasting version, provided by blind testing, but they had to revert to the traditional flavor because of public outcry. Yeah, people are dumb. Let's see. I think I got space for a wiring kit. Grab. Nope, we don't. Dang. Value. Here we go. So scrap metal has the lowest value, followed by the damage booster. Let's get rid of the damage booster. Oh, here's the other thing. Perks. You take super gel. Okay, now I should have some inventory space. There we go. Okay. Yeah, Coke is terrible. I feel like I got slime in my mouth after drinking it. It's just too sugary for me. Like, there are certain sugary drinks that I can absolutely get behind, but when it boils down to it, most of the time, I just rather have something that is not. Also, no carbonation. I generally cut out all soda. Like, soda should, and always should just be a treat. You have a glass of soda or a can of soda. I mean, ideally, well, I guess cans I think are still better than going for plastic bottles, purely from the perspective of you don't want plastic. But, you know, just have a little bit of soda here and there, maybe at like a cookout with friends or something like that. But the amount of sugar content that you put into that we put into our drinks in America, at least, and probably most other countries, is a little worrying and a little bad. I'd say I'm lucky, but my teeth actually start hurting if I eat something too sweet, and especially don't brush my teeth afterwards. So I usually just stay well enough away. It serves me pretty well. Even Coke cans have plastic lining in them. Son of a bitch. I'm super down for, like, some of these products existing, but, like, we really need to stop having plastic in everything. It's bad. I've been trying to recycle a lot more than usual, and, yeah, there's a ton of plastic stuff that you straight up cannot recycle. And I didn't realize that until this year, and I actually started looking at stuff, and it's like, wait a second. You know, this, plastic caps can't be recycled. Too small, and it's not worth it for them, and a bunch of other stuff like that. It's just like, wait a second. Hold up. Okay. Invest materials. Wow, I had a bunch of super gel just sitting around. And an amount of iron. We should probably go buy more. Yeah, soda would eat through the tin of the can. That is disconcerting. Yeah, the corn syrup is way worse for you than regular sugar as well. Yup. Okay. Not that we really need these shards every time we go by. We kind of do. Let's actually do some story stuff. I'm not going to say I'm, like, fully decked out, but I'm feeling good about what I've got. Take it they're not as big on recycling in the US as they are in Europe. It depends. It really depends what state you're in, what area you're in, and a bunch of things. But for years, American policy was to ship all of our recycling off to foreign countries and have them deal with it. So it used to be China for a considerable amount of time before they ended up saying, no, you know, we can't do this anymore. Which you can't really fault them for. Let's see. But what that did was it effectively killed the US recycling industry. Oh, is it another base? I'd say no, but this actually gets me good stuff, so we'll do it. But effectively, because we were just shipping it off to foreign countries, the US just stopped recycling. A number of areas still did, but a lot of them did not. Which created this kind of bad system where effectively, we haven't had the industry really, like, kick back up again. And it doesn't help that a lot of US governments, and groups don't actually, like, care to promote recycling. And a lot of people are just like, what's global warming? Who cares? Which is kind of its own thing entirely. Okay, let's get rid of these guys real quick. But yeah, it's a case of an atrophied industry then. Yup. And so we absolutely could recycle, and I mean, considering I don't necessarily buy into American exceptionalism, but there's definitely kind of a feeling of like, yeah, if we actually really wanted to do this, we could come up with an easy solution. But no one gives a shit enough, so we won't. So I'm kind of hoping our new government is a little bit more recycling friendly. They're saying the right words at the very least. Because I would love it if, like, everything that could be recycled was. I don't care if it ends up costing me an extra X number of percentage points on my, my taxes. Because landfills are gross. I mean, both, like, on a visceral level, but also, like, landfills are kind of the worst solution to our problems, because it's effectively just burying our problems that we can't deal with. That's not good. Oops. Actually, I think that might have been... Oh. This is a damn good shield. 70% of energy damage back to the attacker's own shield. I like it. At this point, we struggle to take care of the people. I hope we can do better with all of this. Bar set pretty low. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to feel about a lot of things. Where the heck is the enemy base? I lost it. There's a big asteroid somewhere around here. But because I went for this thing over here, I now can no longer find what I'm looking for. Oh, right. I forgot I can do this. Is that it? Yeah, there it is. Just hiding on the other side of all this. Let's see. Oh. My mic is kind of far away from my mouth. Missed that. Sorry about that.
They're on to me.
Ow. Okay. Should be this turn. Ow. Ooh. That was closer than I wanted it to be. Oh no, it is this missile silo that's shooting at me. It just doesn't count as a turret, it just keeps firing. Okay, here we go. Let's do some damage. It comes down to it, a lot of people in the US don't want to pay for more of a government they don't trust. The government needs more money to actually deal with public issues. It's a mix of a lot of things. There is definitely like a very valid point of like there are massive amounts of like government waste and grift and a billion other things. I think I would be fine with the loss. I would be fine with a lot more of the accidental waste and mismanagement if we properly dealt with it. Always pisses me off where it's like, and we paid billions of dollars into the airline industry. And it's like, why did we do that? Well, it's like, they haven't done anything to deserve an increase in price or funding forever. But because we need them, we just throw money at it instead of coming up with a better solution. It's like, I don't know. It feels like we're smarter than this. Yeah, the problem is too much money is taken from those that need it. The richest pay out almost nothing at all. Yep. That doesn't feel great. Now, always hearing about how Google didn't pay taxes or Amazon didn't pay taxes. It's just like, that doesn't feel good. I was giving themselves a raise. I mean, I'd be perfectly fine with our government giving itself a raise to some degree. Oh, the thing I'm less okay with is our government allowing politicians and public servants to participate in the stock market. That one, for me, is, I think, the biggest one that I'm always stuck on. Because it's just like, no way, shape, or form should the people in charge be able to profit from being able to screw with the stock market. God, who was it? Was it Purdue? It was Purdue and Loeffler? Whatever the two Georgian senators that just lost the runoff election. Those two, I believe, are some of the, like, scummiest people I've ever heard of in terms of, like, financial abuse. Effectively, I think they heard about coronavirus and, like, how bad it was fairly early, and they're like, alright, cool. And then just bought and sold a bunch of different stocks. And it's just like, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, that should not be acceptable. And the fact that people have been able to get away with doing that sort of thing forever is just like, wait a second, hold up. Like, that shit should be hyper illegal. We threw, oh, what was her? It wasn't Betty Crocker, it was the... Go to the Charybdis Bowl for a second, just see what's over here. Martha Stewart, there we go. We chucked her in prison for a while. Because insider trading, like, oh, I'm on a planet. I get the very distinct feeling I'm going to have to come here for other reasons. But the fact that... Okay, I gotta look at this. See what's over here. Modern stock market is shady. We're not supporting businesses with it, we're supporting rich people. Yep. And how many of you guys actually even watching this have money in the stock market? This is a really pretty planet. Yeah, not me. I have some, I don't. Yeah, some but not much. And it's like, I got money in the stock market, but it's not much. And compared to, say, like, what Bezos has in the stock market, it's nothing. And so, yeah, sure, stock market's great for the people that are buying into it, but I asked a number of my friends over the last years, like, hey, yeah, do you have any money in the stock market? And the answer is only the rich ones do. And it's like, that feels like a weird kind of gated system that only benefits a very small population, which... boy, kind of explains why we have so many problems in the US and the world. Talked to an advisor about putting 50K in a few years ago. They said it was... said that wasn't enough for them to manage. Yeah, that's probably true. And honestly, like, I'm not saying we disable or we get rid of this sort of thing, but the US absolutely needs to just, or US, the world needs to take a look at some of their systems and be like, yeah, this really only benefits, like, the smallest number of people in the world. Maybe we can start cutting some of it out. Did I hit this one up? Yeah. Would have made more by buying Bitcoin the past year. Speculative currencies like that absolutely have high profit margins if you do it right. But I also definitely know some people that bought into the Bitcoin craze and lost tens of thousands of dollars. So, like, it is kind of hit and miss, and if you do it right, cool. It's the same thing with, it's called shorting, or short trading, stocks. I just chuck stuff into index funds and I don't even think about it. Works for me. No management. Probably won't make me a whole hell of a lot of money, but it's a heck of a lot less risk and problems. Oh. T&B fighters around here. Not what I was expecting. I guess I should probably just stop for a second. Because what we need to do is find the other charges. Oh, I found one of them. I am in the GMB zone. No, that's a good point. I guess it just throws me off because I've been fighting bandits for who knows how long. That should have exploded in my face. Okay, is this all I need? No, I need one more. Okay. Oh, last one's in the middle of that hell mess. Of course it is. Index funds are a reasonable, safe investment because they're managed, but usually they're managed and usually the managers are incentivized to make money because their paycheck is some percent of the earnings. Yep. Obviously, you want to make sure whatever index fund you're going through is managed well. Not bad. I don't know. I'm not the kind of person that should ever be looked to for financial advice. So, like, please don't actually listen to me. I will absolutely gripe about stuff that I don't know fully about, which, like, for better or worse. But, like, I don't think I need to be an expert to say, like, I don't think Bezos and Elon Musk need to be the richest men on the planet. My brother likes to talk about this, actually. The concept of great men of history. That, actually, kind of interestingly enough, mirrored in a lot of media that I've been watching here and there. We were watching Hamilton. And it was talking about how, you know, the US likes to tell the story of a lot of their major players, but Alexander Hamilton got forgotten a lot because no one really bothered to write his story, and he died young, comparatively. But, you know, for every major event that has ever happened in the world, you really only ever hear about maybe a handful of people as part of it. You know, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, FDR, Teddy Roosevelt, you know. You hear about all these great people, but you don't actually really hear about a lot of the rank and file, or the, you know, the person just under George Washington that might have even made more important decisions, and just had more important actions, but because they had somebody above them that kind of could take credit for their actions, it all gets lumped in on that person instead. And
Nefty Station is under attack. Main hub? Come in, main hub. We are in a bit of a pickle here. Please send... Ah, who am I kidding? Rotty, Agneta, Everyone, we're doing this alone, people. Hey, need help? Oh, thanks, Sol. Reinforcements! And just in the nick of time, these scoundrels are pummeling us. Alright, here we go. Steady now, Dennings. Take aim before you... Ah, yes, that's much better.
Hey, I'm over-leveled again. That's a good feeling.
Bags of crisps to whomever gets me that scout.
I'm so glad there are planetary fights.
And a bottle of port. Can't go wrong with a decent strafe, eh, Agneta?
Should probably actually just
Aren't you forgetting something?
stick to the
Stick. Carry on.
machine gun. Okay, where's this
Well
boss?
done, you lot. I can see the sky again. Carry on scouting the perimeter while I have a chat with our visitor. Sir, if you don't mind docking here, I'd like to have a word.
Yeah. Read the math on becoming a multi-billionaire. It's thought-provoking. 100k a year would take you literally over 1,000 years to make a billion. Well, and that you'd have to make more than 100k a year, because that's like 100k of pure profit will get you that maybe in 1,000 years. But if you want to, let's see. If you want to factor in, like, living conditions, retiring, and, like, a billion other things like that, that suddenly gets a little bit more expensive. Ooh, Gauss cannon. That said, somebody just popped in. Yeah. Nope, that's an outlaw drone. Oh, did one of these guys just give themselves armor? That's probably what they did. I'm back on the blaster. Whoops. Yeah, so they have some kind of armor recovery thing. They fly stupid, though, so I'm okay. Okay. So that's a level 10 blaster. Yeah, that's probably fine. So what else we got? Missile is 142, 125. Nope. I'll get rid of the Gauss cannon. That's level 7. So we might want to look into this rapid auto cannon. Yup. Wow, that's a massive uptick in damage. I love this auto cannon, but I'm not loyal enough to stick to it. Man, level distances make a difference. Which sucks a little bit. Because some of the rad stuff is lower level. I don't know, I always have trouble with loot treadmills in this exact manner. And yes, I'm aware that I've got blue armor, but I can't put it on. Oh. Wait, what? Huh. Apparently 4 is the maximum amount of nanobots I can be carrying around at a time. Good to know. A lot of problems would be solved if Elon and Bezos just donated money. Yeah, but honestly, that's just what taxes are supposed to be for. As long as we actually have a government that uses the tax money for with the right things as opposed to just, like, whatever. I love the fact that this rocket launcher is just floating in space above a planet that presumably has gravity. Don't question it. Alright, so I'm supposed to land. What are those for taxes? What are those for rich people? Yeah.
I've never seen outlaws coming this close to G&B turf.
Indeed. Say, you look familiar. You've been here before?
No, I'm a wingman from Alcyone Station. We had a bit of server trouble, so I was ordered to come here and get a fresh batch of jump keys.
So you weren't sent as reinforcement? blasted bureaucrats. There is a tandem squad of outlaws at our doorstep, and all management cares about is a fresh batch of jump keys. I'm sorry to inform you, but you were sent on a fool's errand. The only keys we were given are reserved for my own people.
There are none left?
None whatsoever.
Not even if I was to take care of your outlaw problem?
Well, in that case, I might be able to think of something. Before you leave, have a look at our ship loadout. There may be something that catches your eye.
Ship dealer! Damn it. So, Interceptor has better primary weapons, better secondary weapons, lower consumables. Oh, 3 slots. That makes sense. Handling is better, speed is slightly slower, way more HP and armor. However, I could just barely afford to buy it by selling my current ship. Is this the only ship they have? Looks like it, yeah. Check the other ships first. Oh, you're right, there are a bunch. I didn't notice the menu at the bottom. Alright, I should probably use my alts. So what else do we have? Power converter. Weapons use boost energy after weapon energy is depleted. Close combat. Extra damage for every enemy within range. This is 4 primary hard points. Doubling fire rate and energy consumption. Automated turret that fires projectiles at your enemies after... Okay. It's chunky sucker. Also has way more cargo capacity, which is kind of huge for me. Very slow, though. That is a trade-off. So I currently have the Sentinel 1. This is the Sentinel 1 Plus, which is just kind of better. We have the Scout Plus, which is way fast, but pretty weak. Deals increased damage per distance to target. Interceptor. Boost energy again. And another Scout Plus. Oh, there's 2 different types. What's the difference? I don't see a difference apart from paint job. We also have jobs. I should probably start doing these. Let's probably just pick up a bunch of jobs and do them instead. Let's see, ship deal. So the gunship has 4 guns. One thing I will say is the Sentinel 1 Plus might just be easiest, but is boring. This one having Arsenal is kind of tempting. Oh, Passive's turret will also attack mines. Each kill reduces the cooldown of a random device by 1 second. Reduced enemy detection range. And grab and throw drones. That's kind of amusing. I feel weird about trading in my current ship. But it would let me... It would let me get whatever I want. And buy all the ships, hide them in the hangar. Yeah. I like the Chunky Boy, too. I guess the real question is, how much do I want to grind for them? Let's, I see. I can only get so many of these. Well, that's fine. Shop, hangar. Where's ship perks? Okay, let's see if this guy has iron. Iron and shards. They've got the shards. Doesn't look like they've got iron. What about this cargo unit? That's better. No, none of these are that useful. Let's see. This mantle. Sell the valuable cargo. Okay. I think... Let's just do whatever. Because, yeah, that is a very good point that I will have... Oops.
My tech advisor
everything I
transferred
need.
data concerning 2 nearby mines, each harboring about half a dozen rapscallions.
Got it. Just leave it to me.
Wonderful, and Godspeed.
Oh, I'm just supposed to do these, like, right here. That's convenient. We...
Looks like they made themselves at home here. They even had time to put up a missile silo.
Damn. Now, I will say, because I'm inevitably always going to get people that yell at me for being anti-capitalist or whatever for this sort of thing. I'm not necessarily anti-capitalist. I'm the kind of person that if I see something is like kind of inherently busted, I will question why it is busted and why we've left it stay as such. I like it to some small degree. I think like a properly manicured, ethical, capitalistic society is not a terrible idea. You definitely need bits of socialism here and there to keep society working. Primarily just through... Okay, I don't know what's going on in here.
I think I got them all.
Primarily, mainly just for
Let's check the
social
other gate.
support. But the fact that we've more or less just kind of turned it into a weird Boolean that either we have to accept all of its faults as like an economic system, or trash it and get rid of something else has always kind of bugged me a little bit. Not anti-capitalist, just anti-corporate. It's because corporations just suck. Like, there are a couple of good ones, but there's actually a new streaming service that's kind of being worked on, and they've been advertising it here and there, called Altair or something like that. And I was reading about
Great,
them.
a detonator drone. I don't like where this is going.
I was reading about them, and they were talking about how...
Yeah.
They were talking about how their goal is to be, you know, super ethical and, like, good for everybody's mental health. And it is all of the right words that would make me consider switching to a different platform. You know, I never really cared to make the switch to Mixer, but if I could find, like, an alternative to Twitch that doesn't impact my business too much, that doesn't make me feel like I'm selling my soul to, you know, the capitalist devil to some degree, I'd actually consider it a little bit. I mean, obviously, you know, I'm not going to make that switch unless everybody else, not everybody watching, but, you know, a number of my viewers would be okay with the switch. Magnetic repulsor. That sounds kind of fun.
Credits. Nice.
But some part of me is just kind of like,
That was half a dozen.
you absolutely could just have, like, a service that advertises all these things, pulls in a bunch of kind of bleeding hearts, streamers that want to change to move away from Twitch, and then effectively you just immediately sell out the moment somebody shows up with a couple $1 million, leaving all these people in the lurch. And you've effectively just sold random people as a product. And that is, like, terrifying to me, because that's absolutely going to happen. I mean, it's what happened when Twitch sold itself out to Amazon.
Hey, you! This cave is ours now.
Because you killed everyone inside? In that case, shouldn't it be mine now?
It's a blasted vicious circle.
Let's see. You can always stream to multiple services at once. Anybody that is a Twitch affiliate or a Twitch partner cannot actually do so. I am contractually obligated to only stream on Twitch. If I'm streaming on Twitch, I can only stream on Twitch.
Calmer from now on.
Thank you. We are in your debt.
I'm glad I could help. Heading back to your place now.
But yeah, I would have to have tens of thousands of viewers to even be able to argue my way out of that specific bit of the contract. And honestly, if I could, I absolutely would. I don't like exclusivity clauses, especially when it comes to streaming. I don't really like streaming to multiple platforms either, but...
This is highly unofficial, but there is a decommissioned jump gate at the Charybdis junkyard that may contain old key signatures.
I was hoping for a more legal solution.
It is indeed a dubious solution, but for a dubious character. You see, while you were gone, I ran a background check. Your name is Adam Roslin. You are a fugitive sought by the colonial fleet.
Scrap. Didn't expect a G&B officer to be so diligent.
Well, we have a bit of time on our hands out here. I also learned that you were a wingman assigned to Craig Callahan's squad. A wingman who apparently died defending a doomed engineer.
Just because Callahan abandoned him didn't make him doomed.
And that is precisely why I am helping you. Because in management's eyes, we too are a lost cause. The yields in Ceto are drying up. Director Blakemore is making more profit from our life insurance than from what we actually mine. Everyone should get out while they can.
I'll search the junk's gate for those key signatures then.
At Charybdis Bowl, yes. And should you require some additional funds, we have a few assignments on the job board.
Sounds good. Thanks, and good luck.
Likewise, Mr. Roslin. Out here, we all need it.
This is a very good game for me to just kind of rail against scummy corporate things. Let's see. Hey, thank you Matthias720 for the 7-month resub. Subscribe to the Twitch streamer Wanderbot. Gives every stream all he's got. I'm here for the goofs, giving many proofs, but why I like to watch him a lot. That's pretty good. Thank you. Let's see. If you started your own Twitch site, Twitch-like site/servers, what would you call it? Bot house? I don't know. I think if I were to start a Twitch alternative, it would definitely probably be something meant for multiple people. Mainly just because, especially for stuff like streaming and social media and whatnot, you really do need to have multiple people attached to it. You can't just have it be like a one-off thing. One of my favorite channels back when I first started this business, they had their own they had their own website that you could watch their videos through. And no one ever used it. They did a little bit back when they were still posting on Something Awful, but then they stopped doing that and it just wasn't worth it for them and they just switched over to YouTube in general. And it's like, I don't know what I would do. It's like, I think about it sometimes like what I would do with increasingly large amounts of power. Because I don't know. You see all these people that get like rich and famous and then go like completely sour, and it's just like, what would that level of wealth, you know, if I had $1 billion, how bad would I get? Because I was having an argument over this with Shell that, you know, I work for, how long I've been streaming? Almost 6 hours at this point, which, not a big deal. 6 hours isn't terrible. And, like, I love my job dearly. But there's kind of the question of, you know, what am I doing all of this for? And I think a lot of it is just truly, like, for the fun of it. And that, you know, being able to answer that straight face is quite nice. I hate that phrase, but anyway, but that effectively I've been locked inside
Time to move on.
working with, you know, almost no, like, financial overhead or any kind of, like, outlay. Alright, let's just stop for a second. I'm supposed to find a container in the wreckage, but I have to find the wreckage again. It is gone. I was really hoping my scanner would show me. That looks like a big rock. Let's head that direction first. Oh, did I actually complete the quest? Yeah, looks like we're done. Oh, apparently I had a quest in that area. Alright, we'll just go back. And speaking of money, it always boggles my mind how people go through hundreds of millions of dollars in a year they win the lottery. I mean, by nature, you have to blow a lot of money on taxes. That there's no way around spending a decent amount of your... like, you'll have to give away a decent amount of... Oh, this is just to turn it back. That's not as cool. I thought there was another, like, fight quest around here, so I came back, but it's fine. We'll just deliver it, grab the other quest, and then go back out. Anywho. What was I going to say? But a lot of people... unfortunately, the lottery...
Oh. This is Nefty's station. I finished the job. Affirming your signature. Thank you.
Okay, item retrieval. Let's probably go for search and destroy. Do I have anything else that I can sell? Not overwhelmingly.